Hi guys! Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's basically going to be a vlog, but I'm going to be walking you guys through my day and kind of talking to you guys about some things regarding living in love. I feel like in love, or just the word love in general, is so focused on relationships and like partners romantically, but I think the term love should be really broadened because the actual term love means so much more than just relationships. Love is, love that you have for yourself and food and God and experiences, and just love is in everything. And so I wanted to make a whole entire video talking about living in love. For many years of my life, if you're wondering, I'm 23, I was definitely not living in love. I was definitely living with a dark cloud over me, and I had this exterior appearance that everything was so happy, but I was actually miserable. And I don't even know if I knew that at the time, but I was just fake, even with myself. Now that I'm kind of stripping away from that and going through this spiritual journey, which is, in my opinion, is just really going home, becoming the person that you are at your core, and stripping away all of the things that you've adopted to make yourself blend in more, and things that you've become because of your circumstances and just the way that you feel like you should be and not actually who you are inside. Now that I'm living with that light, I kind of wanted to share a video on my perspective, because I feel like a lot of the times in vlogs I'm showing you guys aesthetic shots and I'm filming my day and showing you guys kind of what my life looks like, but I'm not actually showing you guys my perspective on it. You guys are kind of getting to see it through your own lens of eyes. I basically want to talk you guys through some of the things that I have different perspective on that I feel like I didn't have before. I hope this inspires you guys to also live in love. If you're just kind of going through the motions and just always focused on what's next or the future, or taking things for granted and not being aware of how much you're actually blessed with, you're missing out, because then you have to look back and one day you're gonna miss that. You know what I mean? One day you are gonna miss getting to take a deep breath, getting to hold the loved one that you have in your life, or all of these certain things that we just take for granted. And it's so important to, when you can and when you have the room mentally to be more grateful and to see the love in life, to try and do that. And the more that you do it, the more it becomes more natural. There's actually this quote that I found recently, and I posted it on my story, and I feel like it just really sums this up really well. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that is so true. But if you just do it, and even if it feels fake to you for a little bit, or it feels like it's work in the beginning, eventually the things that you look at will change. Eventually, as you begin to just intentionally be more grateful and intentionally put love into your life, naturally you'll start to see things. You'll see a tree and it'll just really speak to you, or you'll feel like the sun shining is for you, you know what I mean? And you'll start to just see things in a different way. So I really love that quote. If that resonates with you, definitely let me know. So as I'm waking up in the morning, I like to thank God for letting me wake up for another day. What I usually say is, thank you, God, for returning my soul back to my body. I think a lot of us take for granted the fact that we could not wake up the next morning. I think being grateful for the fact that your soul has returned to your body is so important, because when we dream, we don't know what happens. People astral project, and we don't really factually know what happens. I personally believe that our soul, I've actually talked about this with my friend recently, but I believe that our soul basically goes and explores either the other dimensions, or goes home back to source, or visits our loved ones that have passed on, or whatever it is. And being able to have your soul go back into your body so you can wake up and see another day gives so much to be grateful for. And I think it's difficult, because I think a lot of the times people are saying oh, be grateful because you could be in this situation. And although yes, be grateful because there are people who are poor, people that are sick, and people that are this and that and that, I think you should be grateful aside from the fact that it could be bad, but because it is good. Be grateful for the fact that it's good, not because it's not bad. Do you know what I mean? You're not grateful because things aren't bad, you're grateful because things are good. The next thing I'm going to talk about are walks. So my walks lately have become such a safe space for me. Lately I've been doing this thing, I think I might have seen this as a YouTuber, I think her name is Hitomi. She mentioned in one of her videos a while ago that she envisions that while she's walking through the forest, that the trees are blessing her and she's blessing them. And I thought that was just so beautiful. And so now in my walks, when I see a tree that speaks to me, I'll have an exchange of love from it. I'll be sending it love and thanking it for all that it's doing for me, and just, you know, looking to it for wisdom, because trees have been here for so long. They have a lot of wisdom within them, and they carry literally life source within them as well. So I think having those relationships of being able to exchange energy, not just with human beings, but with animals and with other living things in our world, is so beautiful. And we've definitely lost touch with that in our society of just being on social media and the internet and all of these things that really disconnect us. I was talking about this with my boyfriend the other day, but I was like, do you see that we have all of this? Like, we just have trees and the sun and grass and beautiful flowers that just form like that on their own. We're not doing anything, they're just doing that on their own, and it's all for us. And like, we take all of that for granted, and so grateful for social media because there's so many things that are so great about it. The connection that comes from social media is beautiful, and you know, being able to pursue so many careers on social media, even me just posting this video, being able to work from home and having a better work-life balance, and so many things are benefited from technology. But I do think there needs to be a balance of technology and actual nature. I think complete submission into one would throw us off. Like, if we were to completely strip all of our technology and go back to nature, we would struggle as a society to be able to live long lives and to be healthy and to function the way that we do. But at the same time, if we were to just fully be in our technology and completely away from any nature, we would be depressed. We would be isolated from each other, and it just seems so like superficial and not true to who we are at our core. If you haven't gone outside and touched a tree in a while, if it's been since you were a kid or something, just the next time you're on a walk with your dog or whatever you're doing, just like graze it, just feel it, and you'll see how intricate a tree is. Like, the trunk of a tree is so detailed and complex, and it's just naturally happening like that, and we take it for granted every single day. Another great thing that you can do now that it's kind of getting warmer in Toronto, put your feet in the grass, like your bare feet in the grass. I don't know what that does, but I swear you're not gonna do that and be like, that was a bad idea. It is the most grounding thing that you can do, is just connecting your actual skin with the earth. But yeah, I would definitely suggest doing that if you haven't done it in a while and you're up for it. Go try it out. Oh, another thing that I do is I thank the sun. The sun just does so much for us, and something I like to do is have like an exchange of energy. So I will send my love and my light to the sun, and at the same time I'll be receiving the sun's energy. And I like to do this kind of like as a sunbathing thing, not necessarily like actually tanning, but even just sitting in the backyard, if the sun's hitting nice, I'll just close my eyes and put my face up to the sun and feel the sun hitting me, and just envision myself also at the same time sending love and light and thanking it for all that it does. I feel like all of this stuff is so crazy that I do now. Like, the fact that I'm even admitting all of this online is so weird to me, because I'm so not like this before. Like, if you knew me before, that is not something like, what do you mean you look at the sun and you thank it? But it's just, it feels right. It feels right. I don't know how else to explain it. It feels right. Another thing that I do is being still. And I think being outside, especially now that the weather's getting warmer, being outside and just sitting in my backyard and just closing my eyes and literally just sitting in it and just letting my mind kind of calm and basically meditating outside. Another great way to do it is honestly just take a drive, go in your car, park somewhere with a cute view, or just really anywhere. Just sit with yourself and be still. Or even just wherever you are right now, you can just pause everything you're doing, put down your phone, put down the books, put down all the distractions, and just be still. You don't have to necessarily close your eyes and meditate, but look around your room, really take in your surroundings and the things around you, and without judgment or without any real thought, just admire it. Just be aware of it. Another amazing thing that really helps me see the love in life is my dog Miko. First of all, let me give you a little backstory. So if you don't know, I got Miko throughout COVID. I actually got him in March, like the week before that everything actually shut down. And I've wanted a dog all my life. I've been begging for a dog ever since I was 3 years old, and I just never was able to get one. And I've come to peace with that now, because I'm glad that I have a dog and that he's like my dog, and you know, I'm getting to have him in my adult life as like a single person. When I say single, I am in a relationship, but I mean like by myself having him, because having to share a dog with a family is definitely a different relationship, and sharing the responsibilities is also a different relationship that you bond with them. So just it being like directly just me and him, I'm so grateful for that relationship. But growing up in high school and middle school, and I was just like, I need a dog. Like, I didn't have siblings that were close in age to me, and so I just felt very alone, and I just felt like whenever I was sad or upset or I felt alone or whatever it was, even if I was happy, I just would always imagine having a dog and how it would feel to have a dog be there with me. And honestly, he has completely surpassed all my expectations of a pet. When I thought about a pet, I just pictured, you know, a being with you and cuddling with you and chilling with you, but being able to see that he is fully a life, like he has a personality and preferences and dislikes, and I don't know how he thinks or how he processes things or how far he thinks into things and all, like I don't know how much he feels, and there's just so much we don't really know about the way that pets think, but I can see it within him that like he has so much capacity to love. I just absolutely adore my dog. Like, I just stare at him like all the time, and I'm just like, you are such a blessing to my life. It's just unconditional love, and I just thank God for his presence every single day, because God knew exactly what he was doing by placing Miko into my life. I'm gonna make a video on the things that I've manifested in my life, and I'm gonna mention Miko because that was a big one, and I wasn't actually supposed to get even a small dog to begin with. So the fact that I ended up with him, and that I looked back and it ended up being that he was actually like really close to the dog that I had manifested when I was in high school is so crazy to me, and like all through my childhood, and I forgot about it. So anyways, I'll talk about that in another video. If you guys are interested in that, definitely let me know. I'm probably gonna do it anyways, but... And the last thing that I like to do to see love in life is to thank myself. I thank myself all the time for choosing to be happy, and for choosing to see the shadows in myself and the things that I don't like about myself, and being aware of them rather than just shutting them out, and actually making changes for myself and choosing to better myself even though it's not always easy, and just being committed to me and like really falling in love with me, and I am my most important relationship that I'll ever have, and that I am able to give myself everything that I desire, and that all the love that I crave from the world, although yes, external connections are definitely necessary for humans, I can also provide them for myself, and they can feel so impactful for myself. And so I'm always just thanking myself for being me, and for treating myself nicely, and for being kind to myself, and for, you know, forgiving myself. And I can make a mistake and see the lesson in it and basically turn it into a way to grow and what I'm learning from it, rather than just shitting on myself and not really getting anything out of it. I also am grateful for myself for letting myself embrace me, and letting myself fully be true to myself, and shedding all of the structures that's been put on me, and all of the like limitations that have been put on me, and allowing myself to fully be myself and to feel life with the intensity that I feel it. I've always been a very emotional person and someone who feels things very deeply, and for a long time I like shut that out and pretended like that wasn't who I was. Now that I'm letting myself live in love, it's just so much more fulfilling, and things just feel so much easier, and life just flows. Those are a few of the things that I wanted to share with you guys in regards to living in love. I hope you guys liked this video. It's definitely a little different for me. I feel like all these videos that I've been posting lately are a little different for me. So if you guys are enjoying them, please let me know. Also check out my Being Human video. I talk about being human, aka human beings, and basically just a bunch of stuff that has to do with spirituality, like my beliefs on the collective consciousness, and basically my beliefs on what this world is. And I talk about us being in a spiritual training ground and everything happening for us, and the reason that I feel that way, and that it's not just some like frilly, pretty, easy thing to say, but it's actually something I genuinely believe, and my reasonings why. So please go check out that video, and if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you, and if you are, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.